let's try some paradiddle grooves. So grooves, they are based on the paradiddle rudiment, which is right, left, right, left, right, left, left, divided in 4. So the first one is right, left, right, right, with an accent on the first right. Second one, left, right, left, left, with an accent on the first left. One more time. Moving the right hand to the hi-hat and playing the same figure, we have so it's already groovy enough by itself, but what's missing is some bottom end. We are going to play a bass drum together with the first right accent of the paradiddle figure. So on the first paradiddle, together with the accent, this was already challenging for you, I strongly recommend to go back to Paradiddles on the practice pad, together with your accent. So, goes, make sure that they are nice and smooth, so you don't have to think too much about coordination when you move to the drum kit. And another common problem for people who first attempt to move it to the drum kit is finding the right space between right and left. There's a lot of hitting your own sticks in this sort of work. The reason is most of the time because you tend to go way too up for your left accent. So we need to avoid that sort of thing and educate ourselves not to use the whole forearm movement for the accents, but just going up. So use your wrist, support with your fingers if you're comfortable using your fingers, and it's definitely not necessary to hit as hard as we can. Remember that the harder you play your ghost notes, the harder you are going to have to play your accents as well. So if I start from, I really have to go up a lot in order to play my accents. Let's bring everything down for this sort of exercise. We always need to find a good volume balance between the 3 pieces that we are using: bass drum, snare drum, and hi-hat. So it's always recommended to start with a lower volume. If you're already comfortable with the paradiddle groove in this basic form we just saw, we can move on to the actual exercise for today, which is developing bass drum speed and control with the paradiddle. I'm going to move the floor tom so you hopefully can see my foot a bit better. What we're going to do is use 1 round of paradiddle, so 2 beats, thinking 16 notes. 1 and just like the original groove, so with only 1 bass drum on the first accent. 1 and then we're gonna add bass drums on the next paradiddle figure led by the right hand, so only on the right, left, right, right part of the paradiddle, together with the right hand. So being that paradiddle a right, left, right, right, again, right, left, right, right, we only have 3 strokes to play with. That means that we're going to move our bass drum from the first to the second to the third right hand on that paradiddle beat. So the first 2 beats stay. Then starting with the first hit together with the bass drum, we're going to have the same formula. So again, which means that the first variation is exactly the same as the basic paradiddle groove. Moving on, we are going to move this extra bass drum on beat number 3 to the second right hand, which happens on the end. 1 and up. 1 and up. The accent stays on the first one. 1 and up. Again. 1 and up. So together with the rest of the groove. Next, we're going to move the bass drum to the A of beat 3, so the third right hand. 1 and A. 3 and A. 3 and A. Together with the groove. So this is definitely the most difficult coordination so far, but it's also the funkiest one. If you move your right hand to the right bell, for example, it sounds great. I guess by now you are familiar with the system I'm using here, and we're going to apply the same system to groups of 2 new extra bass drums on top of beat number 3's paradiddle. That means that we're going to have bass drum on the first and third right hands of beat number 3, which are on beat and off beat. 3 and up. 3 and up. Next is going to be and A, so second and third right hand. 3 and A. 3 and A. Then we're going to use the first and the third. So 3 and A. 3 and A. 3 and A. Now, ideally you will always keep the accent on the first hit of the paradiddle. But if this is too complex for you, you can also try to accent together with the bass drum. It's going to sound a bit funkier, which not always is going to mean good. But it's definitely a way to earn coordination, and then you can add the extra layer of the accent only on the first hit. I'm gonna try to play these 3 new variations of 2 new extra bass drum in a row for you. Very last variation, we're going to use all 3 right hand strokes of beat number 3 together with the bass drum. Don't rush into this sort of exercise. Always try them slowly. Break down the difficulty levels, which are definitely coordination first, then accents, and then bass drum. So what I would suggest is try really slowly your paradiddle. On top of that, you can try your bass drum. If you notice that this is not working, then take the accent figure out. And build on top of that. Last paradiddle tip I want to give you today is how to use it as a drum fill. Now, we are going to have a different video in the future showing you how to use paradiddles to be creative and melodic on the drum kit. But for now I want to give you a lifesaver paradiddle tip, which is to use it instead of the classical right-left figure that ends on the floor tom, and then you want to hit the crash with your right on the next one. This thing here is quite tricky for many people, and also if you're speeding up, you may lose the one, or maybe you may sound a bit messy because the left hand especially may get weak on the way. What we're gonna do is just apply the same thing as a paradiddle, right, and then we're gonna hit the crash with the left. So the thing that before we were playing it's now going to become It takes a while to get used to hitting the crash cymbal with the left hand together with your bass drum, unless you're left-handed, of course. What you can do to get used to it and to avoid flam hits, you can just spend some time on whatever surface, ideally the crash, but if it's too loud you can try on the hi-hat, closed hi-hat, or on your snare drum. Just spend some time hitting together, making sure that they are actually locked, there's no flams, and you can understand better the movement, the relationship between the two movements by doing it really slow and looking at the way your foot reacts to your input and how the left hand reacts to your input. So make sure that the run lands on the surface you are hitting at the same time.